If you thought recent drone attacks by Yemen's Ansarallah fighters, also known as the Houthis, hitting Israel's Ramon airport was a major military success, wait until I tell you what these group of spirited fighters have now done to the global IT system and economy. What they have done is quite extraordinary. I say extraordinary because Ansarullah fighters hail from Yemen, which has historically been ravaged by repeated military strikes by the West. Yemen is one of the most downtrodden countries in the world, and yet these Houthi fighters continue to keep surprising their Western adversaries. And the precision with which they are pulling off these targeted attacks is simply mind blowing. This is because the recent action has caused a major disruption on the internet connectivity across the Middle East, Asia, and even parts of Europe. This was after it emerged that internet services were severely hit in the Middle East, Asia, and parts of Europe following the cutting of undersea cables. Just how important this development is can be gauged by the fact that around 70% of the internet traffic between Asia and Europe goes through the Red Sea. Microsoft Azure, which has been accused of playing a key role in helping Israel commit genocide in Gaza, said yesterday that its Azure cloud services had been disrupted by undersea cable cuts in the Red Sea. Users of Azure, one of the world's leading cloud computing platforms in the world, said that they were experiencing delays because of problems with internet traffic moving through the Middle East. Over the weekend, there were reports suggesting that undersea cable cuts had affected the United Arab Emirates and some countries in Asia, like India and Pakistan. Dubai's Gulf News reported that internet users across the UAE were still reporting slower speeds and patchy connections. Microsoft Azure being hit hard assumes significance given that the company has faced growing protest from its own employees in recent months for its complicity in the Gaza genocide. Several employees have preferred to lose their jobs than remain silent over this complicity.
For genocide in our region. You have blood on your hands. All of Microsoft has blood on its hands. How dare you all celebrate when Microsoft is killing children? Shame on you all.
Thank you.
Microsoft, you can hide.
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with genocide.
We are here today not because we want to be here, it's because we need to be here. Every day, every week, martyrs are dying. We've lost Anas al-Sharif. We've lost Hossam Shabat. We've lost Rifat al-Arir. Who else can we lose? Who else can we afford to lose in this moment? Brad Smith is the face of human rights at Microsoft. And yet Microsoft, every day, continues to abet this genocide.
It's however not clear if there is a direct link between the Microsoft's alleged Gaza complicity and the undersea cable cuts. The Houthis have not officially accepted responsibility, even though the Houthis' rival government in Yemen have blamed Ansarullah fighters for this extraordinary action. Couple of theories are being floated to explain this action. Some attribute the cable cuts to the Ruby Mare, if you remember, a UK-owned fertilizer ship which Houthis had struck in February 2024. They say that the ship was abandoned and subsequently drifted, dragging its anchor along the seabed, likely cutting multiple cables. Mind you, this happened in February last year. But the problem with this theory is that this ship was sunk by Houthi missiles in February last year, and it sank completely in March the same year, while carrying 22,000 tons of fertilizers and 200 tons of heavy fuel oil. And this ship was so damaged that this could never be salvaged. So why would the disruption be felt now, more than a year after the incident? The second theory being floated is that the Houthis used deep-sea submersibles to directly cut undersea cables, hundreds of meters down. Now, if this is true, then this marks a remarkable shift in the current warfare adopted by the Yemeni fighters, since this is one of the most sophisticated weapons and not many would have expected Houthis to possess this. The Houthis have stepped up their attacks on settler colony in recent days, particularly after the genocidal regime of war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu dropped American bombs at the Yemeni presidential complex to murder the country's prime minister and his cabinet colleagues. This has prompted the Houthis to declare an all-out war on Israel, saying that nothing was off limit now for them. They hit Israel's Ramon airport by firing a range of drones on Sunday. Houthis spokesperson Yahya Sari, who Zionists had claimed was killed in the Israeli attack, issued this statement.
بيان صادر عن القوات المسلحة اليمنية بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قال تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن تنصروا الله ينصركم ويثبت أقدامكم صدق الله العظيم انتصارا لمظلومية الشعب الفلسطيني ومجاهديه الأعزاء وردا على جرائم الإبادة الجماعية وجرائم التجويع التي يقترفها العدو الصهيوني بحق إخواننا في قطاع غزة وتأكيدا على ثبات موقف اليمن في معركة الفتح الموعود والجهاد المقدس نفذ سلاح الجو المسير في القوات المسلحة اليمنية ولليوم الثاني على التوالي عملية عسكرية نوعية ب3 طائرات مسيرة استهدفت مطار اللد في يافا ومطار رامون في أم الرشراش وهدفا حساسا في ديمونة بفلسطين المحتلة وقد حققت العملية أهدافها بنجاح بفضل الله. تبارك القوات المسلحة اليمنية العمليات الجهادية المباركة في القدس وغزة والتي أكدت حيوية الشعب الفلسطيني وقدرة شبابه على تنفيذ عمليات نوعية كما أظهرت هشاشة الإجراءات الأمنية للعدو مهما تشدد فيها فبوركت جهودكم وبورك جهادكم وسدد الله رميكم ونحن معكم وإلى جانبكم حتى النصر بإذن الله تعالى مستمرون في إسنادكم والوقوف إلى جانبكم حتى وقف العدوان عليكم ورفع الحصار عنكم والله حسبنا ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير عاش اليمن حرا عزيزا مستقلا والنصر لليمن ولكل أحرار الأمة صنعاء 16 من ربيع الأول 1447 للهجرة الموافق ل8 سبتمبر 2025 صادر عن القوات المسلحة اليمنية.
Another high-ranking Houthi official, Muhammad al-Bukhaiti, repeated his group's moral, religious and humanitarian duty to continue to support the people of Gaza against a genocidal regime. He wrote on Twitter, and I quote, "The failure of the current international system to stop the genocidal crimes in Gaza underscores the need for a new international order based on justice to ensure the prevention of such crimes. In this context, we affirm our religious, moral, and humanitarian commitment to intervene to protect the oppressed on earth, regardless of their nationality or religion." End quote. Either way, the war between Israel and Ansarallah fighters have definitely entered a dangerous phase. Israel's Haaretz newspaper has an interesting analysis on Houthis' military prowess today, and this should be a cause of concern for Israeli terrorists. It is their wishful thinking that they would be able to corner a group of fighters to submission when even the US, the UK, and Saudi Arabia have had to beg for a ceasefire with the same group of people. That's it from me. Thank you very much for your support of this platform and our journalism on buymeacoffee.com and Patreon. If you too think that our journalism is worth supporting, then you too should consider becoming part of it. Details are there in the description of this video. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that's one of the many ways you can support independent journalism. God bless you all.